Hey, this is H1. We're going to be running it back with another episode talking about chess knowledge, chess wisdom, and chess understanding. And today, we will be talking about the aftermath of Alireza Firouzja beating Magnus Carlsen. It was, what was the date again? I got the website up. It was this tournament called the Chess.com Classic, and this is part of the Champions Chess Tour, May 8th through the 15th. And everybody was going wild about this tournament because not only was the prize fund $300,000, but Alireza Firouzja beat Magnus Carlsen more than once. And very convincingly too. And the time control was rapid. And guess what Alireza Firouzja tweeted? He tweeted this one thing, this saying, something simple. And it kind of got some popularity. And I just wanted to talk about the psychology of chess because you can kind of feel that Alireza Firouzja is like battling against himself. And he quoted this one line, "I look in the mirror, my only opponent." And you're probably thinking, what do you mean by that, Alireza Firouzja? Well, like who are you struggling with? Well, he's basically saying he's struggling with himself. And if I'm thinking about this is like what I got from it, and then we're gonna like check everybody else's opinions on it, is that Alireza Firouzja didn't really do that well in the candidates tournament. And it kind of showed by the games that he was playing, and he was going for these extreme positions. And it seemed like that he had some winning chances that he could put a lot of pressure on the opponent, and he just wasn't finding the right moves. And then in this tournament, this rapid tournament, he beat one of the GOATs of our century. Right? He beat one of the GOATs, probably not century because many people are going to be battling in the comment section. Well, what about Bobby Fischer? What about Garry Kasparov? What about Anand? What about Hikaru Nakamura? No. Magnus Carlsen is still the best, and Alireza Firouzja beat Magnus Carlsen in his own game. And even Magnus Carlsen was like, bro, he got it. It's really nothing I could do about it. I was trashing that tournament. And so what I got from it, and it was pretty interesting because a lot of players actually deal with this, and they deal with competing with themselves and not taking certain risks, not taking the opportunity, not thinking fast enough, getting in time pressure. All these things you're going to have to work out psychologically. Sometimes the best move really don't matter, and the players are just stuck on this one singular move. And then they get into time pressure. They only got like 1 minute left against their opponent that has like 10 minutes left. And yeah, you're going to lose that game because not only let's me give you an increment, right? Let me give you a 2-second increment, because if you got no increment, then you're just going to be losing that game, especially if you're still in the middle game. But even if you have a 2-second increment, who really wants only 2 seconds to think about crucial positions? How are you supposed to get better when you're playing your opponent with a handicap? And so, yes, this quote, sometimes it is right. Like, you're just dealing with yourself. And I think it's even more, it involves the players even more when they're super elite grandmasters, not just regular grandmasters, like above 2,700, because it's mostly a mind game. Like, certain positions, certain wins depends on the opening that you're playing, how you play, the amount of pressure that you're putting on your opponent, if you want to go into high calculative positions, or if you don't, if you want to just stay in like a boring position that you can strategically beat your opponent in. It depends on, all this stuff matters in chess. All this stuff matters. And maybe sometimes it matters like how much sleep you got a previous night, or what you've been eating for the last couple of days, or if you've been exercising for the last few days. Because we already know that Magnus Carlsen, he's a big soccer player, and most of these guys do some type of physical activity, right? And so, well, not soccer player. I think he plays soccer too, but he plays like basketball. From the interviews that I've seen, most of these players do something active. I think even Hikaru Nakamura says that he does something active too, but Gucci-Go, well, not Gucci-Go. the person that wears Gucci at tournaments, Alireza Firouzja, did this quote. And let's like figure out exactly what people's public opinions were. First of all, this is Twitter. I guess somebody just made it really personal. They was like, "But you do have a losing record against some strong opponents. You don't have any classical win against Magnus Carlsen, Fabiano Caruana, or GM Hokaru. And even if you look in the mirror, they are still your opponents. Focus on that so that the next time you look in the mirror, you can actually claim the statement that you made. I know you will." And then the reply under that was like, Alireza quotes a song, random user tries to give him life lessons, which is kind of crazy. I wouldn't be giving like Alireza Faruja any advice because I'm not even on that level. And if he says that it's more of a mind game, then it might be more of a mind game. I still think that Alireza Faruja has a little bit more of a chance to become a potential contender to become like a world champion, maybe in the future, especially if they start incorporating faster time controls in the World Chess Championship. Like, let's say 5 to 10 years from now, they start incorporating rapid games within the classical games. I don't know. I'm just guessing. This is my prediction. Even though FIDE has been against rapid games being in the World Chess Championship for a while, because most people have the opinion that if you're going to be the best in the world, it has to be from classical. It can't be from some fluke in the blitz game. And honestly, since I'm an old head, I kind of have that same opinion too. But it kind of seems like we're going towards this lane of faster time control. But anyway, somebody else says, because of this arrogance, you will never be where you deserve to be, which is crazy to say. People on Twitter is like really crazy. They should like shut this down or like shut people's opinions down, because not everybody should be speaking for real. Especially if you're not gonna give any like real criticism, like at least give the real criticism first, and then let's start the trolling after that. We got some people that's like, "Thanks Faruja, I like this despite the quippy and sometimes horrible comments. It's true that how you see yourself impacts your game significantly. And I always tell my students, I always tell them this, and just like, let me just shamelessly plug my Twitter too. It's H1 Chess if you want to see like me just going crazy on Twitter, just posting like random crap and like talking about life and crap. But anyway, I always tell my students this. If you already saying before we play a game that you're going to lose, you're going to lose. Like, I want you to beat me. That's the whole goal. And if I can't change your mindset as your teacher, then I failed you. I failed you as a student, because you're never going to improve. When you like see Magnus Carlsen, 13 years old, going against Garry Kasparov, was he afraid of him? No, he wanted to go. He wanted to go to sleep on Garry Kasparov, even though he was a previous world champion, which is crazy enough. He wanted to like Magnus Carlsen was he drew a world champion at a very young age. And that's the type of mentality that you have to have. And I understand too, easier said than done. Not everybody is Magnus Carlsen. And yes, I am, since it's kind of being the camera, yes, I am wearing pajamas, and I just wanted to show my top half because I wanted to be comfortable for once. You're in my home, it really doesn't matter. But yes, we're not Magnus Carlsen, but we can kind of copy the mentality of that so that we can get more wins on our own games. All of these top players have that. Like, you need to understand that your opponent makes mistakes too. I don't care who they are. They make mistakes. They're not some computer AI. They're not from Detroit, all right? Like, we're not facing computers. These are human beings with brains that, like, some of these people forget to put deodorant on in the morning. That's the people that you're dealing with right now. And so, yeah, like most of chess deals with the mentality, and you're gonna have to harbor that. Now, let's get off of Twitter right quick, because I actually seen some interesting comments on Reddit that posted this tweet, and some people said this is what happens when MF's beats Magnus. Which is, that is a bold statement to say on social media, like something to tweet out. But it kind of does make sense, because if he didn't beat Magnus Carlsen, if he would have lost this game against Magnus Carlsen, we probably would have had no tweet from him, or probably a tweet, but a little bit more humble. Not so outwardly like claiming that, hey, I'm the best and it's only my mindset that's keeping me from being the best. but I like the energy. It's kind of like that hip hop rapper energy. He's basically being like Kendrick right now, in chess, weirdly enough. And then we got another comment. What else do we got here? Anything interesting? That's just his way of saying he's unhappy with his outfit again. Well, okay. People just trolling. Do people really not like Alireza like that? Like, dang, why is there so many negative comments? Fancy way of saying I'm wildly inconsistent. Dang, bro! Can y'all chill? Like, this dude's the GOAT. This dude was facing Hikaru Nakamura at what age? Like 15, 16. They was going back and forth. One of the fastest players in the world. Like, he can still destroy any one of us in Blitz and Rapid. I don't know him personally, obviously, because it's the internet. And I don't know anybody personally on the internet. Unless I, like, actually hang out with you, talk to you for at least a year. But, you know, Alireza Firouzja, we're just basing it off of his talent in chess, right? We're pretending like this is ESPN and these are the players. This is the product, and I'm going to give my opinion on the product. And yeah, he's still one of the best players in the world. He's going to be in 2,700 for a very long time. He got a lot of time to like kick, you know. Actually, how old is he right now? If I look that up, how old is Alireza Firouzja? Fashion does, wait a minute. Let me get one more comment in. Somebody just said Jaden Smith's vibes. Okay. We're not gonna get some real opinions on this. How old is Alireza Firouzja? Alireza Firouzja, age. I butchered his name so badly. He's 20 years old. He's 20 years old. He has enough time to like be in the mindset like to try to become world champion. I mean, Fabiano Caruana has a long streak of like being in candidates tournaments. He's been in so many candidates tournaments and gets so close. But I'm not going to talk about that. I already mentioned that in the last video that I made. That it's my fault video. You need to go watch that. Now. Alireza Firouzja still got some years to go. We already know statistically the decline is after 30 years old, and that's only for like these competitive players. That's not for people who's trying to learn how to play chess right now. Don't get that confused. It's statistics. Statistics can be wrong. Anad is still playing at a 2,700 level. Garrett Kasparov is still playing at a very high level. Like, don't get it twisted. These old folks know how to get it. Now, yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you for listening. Keep on fighting to the end, staying focused in chess and in real life too. And the moral of the story today is sometimes you need to like get your mindset straight to play better at chess. And once your mind is straight, once you have that fighting spirit that my brother keeps on teasing me about, but you really have to have a fighting spirit in chess, then you can be great and you can actually reach the goals that you want to reach.